Are you ready? Begin. What? So a lot of people are complaining. They're saying that while Vanquisol K9 is immensely powerful, it feels like the deck bricks a lot. We bricking like crazy, so we did not want to normal Azuna, then dump from the deck, right? How do we get the Jiaolong out? We have to reveal with the effect of a Vanquisol card. The Borger is a brick, Jiaolong without a Vanquisol is a brick, so we just have these two hand traps, and then hopefully the Azuna would be activatable. Now, against Yummy, that's another benefit of Yummy against Vanquisol. They don't really activate anything in the hand or in the graveyard outside of Marshmallow. So especially when you're in a tournament and you know the opponent is on K9, just don't activate the Marshmallow and you're good. Let's go. Start this off with a normal summon, Lollipo. DD Crow can be quite good against the minion field spell attempting to reborn. This is where we likely will see the DD Crow just like that, banish it away. And with our runic cards, they have to summon in the extra monster zone with the Snatchy eating up the extra monster zone slot. So that DD Crow was incredible against runic more specifically. Now what's interesting is this Curses is not activatable, did not set a monster negate. Instead, we set a special summon destruction. I guess we were afraid that our back row would be randomly destroyed in some way. This is quite interesting. So we just have the Flash Fire and Ash Blossom as our two forms of disruption. Bro drew into a forced freaking release. What the heck? Now, if he Ash Blossoms, is that going to be a good idea? Was he just sending Lupus? So what? Just allow the Lupus to go in the graveyard. It's not going to reborn. This is no play. And you do have to remember that if you know you're playing against K9, I'm not saying to always do this, but consider setting and playing as much as your hand. Why? Well, they have to have two or more. You have to have two or more cards in your hand to even make this summonable. They could have top decked a Noroi and then not even be able to normal summon it. Now, thank you for freeing up my extra monster zone. I think I actually wanted that to be the case here. This is quite beneficial as we now can special summon there. He will want to be Ash Blossom negating this, definitely negate. He's got no Chain Link block mate, but we could Runic Tip, search for the field spell, and then we're gonna go for that big draw 3. Mitchell, I can't believe 2 turns in a row, absolutely bricked up with Vanquisol K9. Off the top, we're gonna be looking for the 1-ofs randomly being banished off the top of their deck. The field spell's a 1-of, the trap's a 1-of, Call by the Grave's a 1-of. The Holly Sue, they play more than one. The Noroi is possibly a 1-of. Big draw 3 here. Minion's gonna be returning cards back into the deck. And both players are doing nothing. What's going on? We don't have any real plays. We got Retaliating Sea. Bro, we have side deck in today's tournament. That could be your side deck card. You don't have to main deck Retaliating Sea today. Take out the Fuhalos. What the heck is going on? Now we could still trigger. Is this a mandatory effect? I think it is. If this card is destroyed, it's not you have to activate this engrave, turning on all of their K9s. Now, all of their K9s are getting ready. And what's gonna be really interesting here is we are pretty much pinning down the field spell in a way. Well, I think the way you wanna do this is you trigger the field spell to draw, they chain the force release, but this is only with the main phase. So we wanna make sure that we are going to chain summon a Hugin to protect from the field spell being destroyed within the main phase. So we only want to trigger this in the end phase. That's going to be the key mistake here if we trigger this early. So let's focus on that. And then we're going to Ripper, negate the Ash as we're searching our deck here. And we're also going to be thinking with our Force Release, what's the best way to even play it? Do we set it for next turn? Do we try to activate it in the end phase? Bro, main phase. I don't know. What, were we activating the effect of getting rid of their card of the hand? We weren't even summoning a Hugin. Now, here's something we have to consider. Was this truly private knowledge? Kind of, because you activated a Hugin, and then he activated the effect of search. Now, if you activate the Hugin or the Ash Blossom, and they activate the effect of search, they have the additional effect of setting a K9 quick play from the deck. And if they didn't do that, it's probably because they have it in hand. So we kind of should have known they likely have the non-target pop in their hand since they passed on the effect to set it from the deck for free. Oh boy, we're gonna get clapped up here. We were not able to focus on protecting our Runic Fountain. And Runic Fountain now gone. Thus, we were just gonna draw 2. Just Pot of Greed. Oh boy, he's flooding the field. It is just main phase 2, but how could Darriger make a comeback? What could he top deck into? If he activates anything, the werewolf will banish a card from the hand, looking at the hand and then banishing. He's gonna, oh, what? Saryuja. No way. Draw 4, return 3, and also search for a Max C. Let's freaking go. Our one of Max C is here. We got 4. There we go. That's it. Oh, we don't have normal summon. Who cares? Saryuja special summons it onto the field. Scooping it up. Scooping to Saryuja. Plus searching Max C. Wait, he returned the Max C back in the deck even. Oh my Jesus. No replay data available. The game 3, there's too many people in the spicy room, G. You said there wouldn't be enough, but now there's too many. Wow. What the heck? Well, Gia overloaded. So you get 1 duel, and then we're going to be going on something else. Let's go. Ooh, we're already seeing the impact of Vanquish Soul K9 with the main deck cards today. Pirellia in the main deck, of course. We're turning back the Lotus and Yubel. Didn't Phantom of Yubel newly get unlimited? Yeah, brand new, fully unlimited. Let's search for the Sylvie. Sylvie, they get to draw for that. Pirellia searching for the Woes of the White Forest. This is a good minimal play if we don't want to further commit under a Maxi, Fool Loss, or Pirellia. So we do have the ability to negate a monster effect. We could also flip the opposing field face down. Double disruption. Now flipping their field face down's not so good against Dracotail. Ideally, the Phantom of Yubel would be trying to negate something like a Femina. The Malulu could force out its negate early though. Dracotail, I think, is in a great spot. Activating Fool Loss for when the Yubel effect turns into you summoning a Yubel from the deck. Also the Woe. I mean, that Fool Loss is potentially draw 3. That's crazy. Now that I'm like, Woes, Yubel, Synchro, draw 3. And now we have to do something because he's going to non-target destroy the back row. And he's going to non-target destroy a monster. And he's going to non-target negate a monster. Our whole field has been decimated. It's over. So even if we were to Woes before it gets destroyed, go into a Silvera to flip their field face down, we're going to flip nothing down because it will very simply get destroyed by the pan. We just got blown out. Destroy Yubel from the deck instead of the effect of Malulu negating a monster on the field. We are also going to be losing our Woes of the White Forest, which we didn't want to give them for free Fool Loss draws. We just got hard countered. Just Dracotail is nuts. Dracotail is incredible at making incredibly advantageous trades. They're one of the best grinder decks. They outgrind you. They don't really steal duels. They beat you into a pulp until you surrender. In fact, sometimes they struggle to end the duel early. Let's speed this up. It's done. It's done. You always know the duel is done way before it's actually done against Dracotail. He is, in fact, going to put out that 8,000 plus damage here. As we now take this into game number 2. Massive Femina play. Oh my Jesus. That was Femina or Malulu? Just massive fusion. Pirellia. All day, every day. That's what we're going to be seeing. Oh boy, Solemn Judgment in the side deck. Definitely. Solemn Ash in permanence. You gotta be careful if you Solemn Judgment the Rahu Dracotail. Another copy would be activatable, and we know that Dracotail could very easily access those additional copies. Now, let's Femina it up, and this is the big downside of Solemn Judgment. Negating that Femina would have been incredible, so the Solemn Strike would have been a much better card than Solemn Judgment here. Pan, we have Imperm, negate the ability to recycle back the Droll and Femina. Pan has no monster to destroy. What is Solemn Judgment going to even be good against? You would think maybe a Link summon. He's probably going to use Solemn Judgment. Who knows? You're going to key to, search our Solemn Judgment, negate the key to. And if he did have another copy would be activatable. So this actually worked out quite well. He has no Lucius, nothing good to summon. Doesn't even have an Urgula in the graveyard to recycle back the Femina. Damn, well done. Just Ash. This is the best possible scenario you could have had against Dracotail, and that was your time to actually make a play, but we freaking bricked. But it's okay. Dracotail's also bricked. They have nothing, no way to recycle. Uh-oh, normal summon into Little Knight. Do we just Solemn Judge? We have to. Do we just? Of course we do. Now we're in the spot where our top deck, if it is a play, does not lose to Ash Blossom. What could that be? Kitchen. The Kitchen. kitchen, whatever you're trying to do here, trying to add from the non-summon, add a Dragon Maid from your deck to your hand, then send. That's a good way to go into your Dragon Maid Fusion. Because the Dragon Maid Fusion, he would be searching for a fire, dump the fire, and then you would Ash this instead. But you don't want this 2,000 attack body in the field, also with the ability to Fusion Summon during the standby phase. What the heck was that? Malulu for game at 1,100 attack. Double Solemn. Solemn after Solemn. See, that's stealing a duel. A Malulu top deck with no monster is garbage. It was just a vanilla 1100, and Haas probably could have top decked into anything to very much have won the duel instead. So definitely had that duel stolen by a freaking random Malulu. Let's go. Now, what I've said is that Mitsurugi is a good answer to Vanquish Soul Canine. While the Vanquish Souls will be indestructible due to the field spell and the trap, being able to deal with all their other cards are still pretty good. Ash, negate, the Fua Mate. Now, we have Holly Sue, and Holly Sue has the ability to, with a Earth and Dark, which is Earth and Dark right here, we're going to be able to take control. And the Lupus with the Holly Sue will be able to rank 5 Xyz. So we have at least double disruption. Like, we got the plays. We're ready. The question is, when do we initiate the plays, though? Both are activatable. And we're only taking control of the smallest attack monster. We're getting ready. Holly Sue, reveal the Mad Love. Force him to discard a card. I could discard Lupus for free and then reborn Lupus, or just, but then you're gonna get tricked. If you discard Lupus because you think it's great value, which it actually is, your Lupus will now get fingered. Where otherwise, if you keep the Lupus in hand, you won't get fingered. You'll have that rank 5 play. Don't try to look cool. Don't do it. Don't do it. Wow. You played around Finger? What the heck? That's crazy. That's some good foresight. Finger is limited to 1. How do you know? Well, I mean, it's not even that crazy. He needs a Holly Sue, Lupus in hand, to use Defect, so it wasn't even that big of a choice as I propped it up to be. And as I said, we now have the Lupus rank 5 Xyz. It's time to give the Murakumo the good suck. If Murakumo's in grave or banished, we could add it back to the hand or reborn it back in the field, but now it doesn't exist. It's not in your deck, it's not in your hand, it's not in the grave, it's not banished, it's under me, it's in me. Butsu plus the Mirror, let's reborn the Habakiri, trigger the Futsu. At 2,700 defense, very important to put this in D as the Habakiri only reduces the attack. How do we get rid of this Nash Knight in any way whatsoever? There we go, Dingirsu, non-target send the Nash Knight, and with that we have our Murakumo in Graveyard. Now, it was properly summoned, but then it went to the opponent's field, and now it's in my graveyard. Did it forget that it was properly summoned? The property of being properly summoned, it follows the card until it's returned back into the hand or deck. So no matter where it goes, it remembers, I was properly summoned, I will be rebornable with the prayers. Oh, late to the party, great. Max freaking C, what the hell is that? We have Start, which we're gonna get clapped up. Chain the Max C to the prayers, which we can call by the grave. Finger thee, not today. Let's go. And we also have the small little nuance effect of Dingirsu. If any of our cards were to be destroyed, we could detach a material instead, battle or card effect. And it's not even a hard once per turn, just multiple times if you try to destroy. Murakumo with the non-target field wipe plus, forcing you to discard a card. Murakumo putting in work. There you go. Just like that, Mitsurugi taking a game 1 victory against, ooh, this is going to be a Typhon if we want to oh, no. Oh. Okay. Did he only summon Dingirsu from the extra deck? Could he even, I don't think he even had a Typhon. There was no Typhon to even summon. What the heck? Not only is Mitsurugi a good matchup against Vanquish Soul Canine, but Perelia even more so is going to make this in your favor. They love the summon from the hand. And let's get to it. Perelia right away. In the draw phase we go. Stake your soul, summon for the deck. We're gonna go for the Impulse Negate, the Stake Your Soul Mate. Now, Light, Earth, and Wind monsters would not be activatable for the rest of the duel, thus we have to chain our Max C. I tried emphasizing this in the last stream, and what was I emphasizing? What was the importance of what I was saying? I know we use Pirellia, so this is an extraordinary circumstance here where you want to activate your Full Loss, your Pirellia, and your Max C in their draw phase to force them to use their Ash. If they use their Ash, then it's no longer a combo piece. But I already revealed Ash. Is it like, oh, too late, it doesn't know the attribute? No, it knows it revealed a fire, where otherwise we had no other fire if we were to Ash Blossom in our draw phase or standby phase, and now we're gonna get punished for that. Now, with this, what is our current forms of disruption here? In addition to the Droll and Lockbird, which is incredible against Mitsurugi, we have a non-target pop of the Force Release. We can negate an effect that activates in the hand or in graveyard if it's not chain link blocked. And I would even consider the Werewolf being a form of disruption, where if we activate anything while this is on the field, they'll look at our hand and banish anything. So you're now gonna be in this situation where you wanna potentially set your cards, even maybe set a field spell before activating an effect if you don't want it to get banished. Now, the great thing is we do have Impulse for the Force Release, and we have Call to the Grave for the Droll, but then we don't have an actual play at the moment. We need a play. That's a play. That's the way. Oh my Jesus, let's go. Add a Habakiri and the Mirror from the deck. Don't mind if I do. Droll in Lockbird, Call to the Grave, Finger the Fool. While we have Impulse to stop the Force Release, Ripper negates Habakiri. What do we do about that? That's a problem. Great value out of Ripper. In many cases, Ripper's not going to really get its form of disruption, it being part of your turn one field. Incredible. Once Badul done. And now I get to Azuna, which we don't even... Oh my God, this is devastation. We gained additional disruption by activating the Habakiri that we knew that they would publicly negate, and now they have a Lupus, they still have the Force Release, which we can't even Impulse now. Boy, is it over. Super over. So yes, this is the tier 1 deck. Let's freaking go. Yep, they could all special summon attack position. They can all attack directly for some reason. Crazy. 1-1. Canine, while a lot of you think about it of being anti-hand trap and having turn 0 plays, a major aspect of Canine is ending the duel early. They put out a ton of damage. The case for Canine, plus 900 across the field. The Werewolf, multiple freaking attacks. The Jack succeeds under the Werewolf, which is easily used with the Force Release, is gonna be 6,600 damage, attack, 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 and destroy 2 cards on the field. It's like a freaking Tenpai deck going second. Aramasa, searching. I gotta double check on that. Like, we're playing Fancy Ball instead of Typhon. That's what happened here. Did we get baited, or is Fancy Ball legit? Ash is going to negate the Maxi Mate. We're gonna have force them to discard, which is not gonna be a big deal since we already have a brick in hand, so I won't even count that. We have an Omni Negate, non-target board wipe of monsters. Flip their monsters face down. That's at least triple disruption right now for us not even having a good play at the moment. We have more than 1 Book of Eclipse even. So, oh boy, it's like 4 disruption we gotta deal with. Oh, okay, Fire Attacker is a combo, it's fire for our Mad Love, which is great if the Mad Love were to not get negated and destroyed, that is. Negate and destroy. But otherwise, this is a brick. This is not good. We're done. Damn, yes, okay. Vanquish Soul K9 is deemed to be the current best deck. It did get clapped up by pure Mitsurugi. Oh boy. Let's keep on going. Fire King Island. Let's destroy our Kirin. Kirin can now trigger to special summon the Garunix instead of Garunix triggering its own effect here. Pop from the deck the Alcanix. Alcanix will summon a big chicken from the deck. Let's hit them with the Full Loss. We could, of course, Ash that, and we do. Now, what are we using Crush Card Virus on? There's got to be something from the extra deck. Adding a Maxi on top of that Ash Blossom. 1,000 or less Dark. What are you summoning? 1,000 or less Dark. Dark is too big. 1,000 or less Anima. Level 1 Anima, that's it. Anima's the way. Now, Fire King Island and Graveyard, we purposely destroyed our monsters so that the Grunix would come out, and also get the Grunix in Graveyard because you do want to engrave, sure. So our main disruptor is going to be, if this fire monster is destroyed in any way whatsoever, we're going to be able to non-target destroy one card on the field. One disrupt. This card destruction's nothing. And by doing this, you have enabled all of the canine cards. They are now turned on completely. Lupus can reborn, come forth, and we can just suck you up so that you wouldn't be destroyed if we want to. Now, Ripper cannot negate in the damage step. It negates the effect, not the activation. Thus, if we want to destroy this, we'll have to be outside the damage step to ensure we could prevent the Garunix Engrave from activating. That's what we want to stop here. And we do end up sucking it. Give it that good suck. There you go. No destruction for you. No Garunix trigger. You have the Chaos Nash Knight. Chaos Nash Knight is going to go into the Horror. Horror's going to unsummon, destroy the Crush Card Virus, and go, what the heck are you playing? Not enough for lethal. We get that nice plus 900 attack boost on the case for K9. Let's further Little Knight main phase 2, banish away the Garunix, not the Fire King Island. Nicely done. And we also have the Zeus to deal with the Fire King Island. They activate it, just wipe up the board. Drac Megalo. Is this a real play? Wipe up the board, say goodbye to the Little Knight at the cost of taking out the Fire King Island. And then with a wipe the fields, a single Drac Megalo, what's it going to do? It's going to be set because it doesn't do any. It discards 2 cards from your hand to draw 2. Okay. That's not so good. Not able to finish the duel here. Oh, you just gave him a disruption. The Astro is going to, during your opponent's turn whenever you want, banish 2 Dracs to destroy the entire field. Straight up, nuke it. He's nuking right now? What the? End phase nuke. We're not saving this nuke. Completely destroying everything to Reborn or Ash Blossom back on the field. Another Drac Megalo, but does this have to be destroyed or just be in the graveyard? It has to be destroyed. So linking it off is not going to give us that full field destruction play again. And now we have our Phantasme Dragon. Phantasme is going to be able to draw 2, return a card back, possibly fixing our hand here. Oh, we kept the reinforcement. Yep, returned back the Caesar, which was a brick. Dark Reborn their Little Knight onto our field. Unfortunately, the effect of Full Loss has given them a ton of additional draws here as we now make a Promethean Princess. Do we have the ability to steal the duel here? At 8,000 life, there's no freaking way. Volcanics, activate, Ash, negate, not today, mate, destroy the Promethean to search. Not happening. And I think we'd maybe play more than 1 Garunix. That would be ideal. Making sure we at least have an Amblo Whale. On special summon, the Promethean Princess will be able to destroy their special summon card. And that's pretty much all we have. Well, no, then we have the... On top of that, we could use the Kirin to reborn the Garunix to non-target destroy. We have at least double disruption. And then maybe a 3rd disruption if we trigger the Amble Whale off of the Promethean being destroyed. Okay, let's go. Reborn the Little Knight because you destroyed it. What the? Thank you. We could target a Link 3 or lower in either graveyard after being destroyed. So because you normally don't see a play like this, as duels don't get to turn freaking 6, as we're now chain link 5 in this. Thank you for your Link 2. You normally reborn your own Masquerena. Now, of course, we're not going to be able to do much to the field they're flooding us with. Full 5 bodies on field. Let's at least take out their Little Knight. Now, we are from here, what do? We are in big trouble. We got, because we triggered the Amble Whale to summon Little Knight, we no longer have a fire. Thus, we can no longer summon Promethean Princess. We're not going to be able to trigger the Fire King Kirin. Lethal damage. If any fire card is destroyed, which I guess we had to do it on the Amble Whale to Kirin Reborn and get poppin'. I think that is it for their duel. Yep, let's watch another one.